home and listen to it again, and that might help you. But these are super, super important problems. All right? So let's start out with question number 1. All right? For question number 1 now, I wouldn't expect most of you to get, but I want to show you a little trick because I see somebody did something right. Okay? So what I want everybody to do is I want you to highlight or underline that y equals what? 5x. Go back to the beginning. All right. Now I know that y equals 5x. That means wherever I see a y, I could replace it with what?
5x.
I could replace it with 5x. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you this y right here. Does everybody see that y?
Mm-hmm.
I can replace that with what?
5x.
5x. So on your paper now, I want you to write 2x plus what?
5x.
5x equals 7. Now what's 2x plus 5x?
7.
Does everybody agree with that? 7x. So now how do I undo multiplication? Division. So of course, I would say divide by 7. So x equals what? 1.
Yes.
How's that, guys? Yes, Carly, go.
How do you know you have to do division?
Because, Carly, we're undoing multiplication. So if I say, Carly, 7 times what equals 7? You see what I'm saying? Now, let's say it was a little bit harder, Carly. Like, let's say I said 3 times what equals, let's do 61. Now it's a little bit harder, right? So this is multiplication. Do you agree? That's right. You just divide both sides by 3. You with me on that? So when you see multiplication and you're not sure what to do, you work backwards, you divide. Yes, sir.
Is it multiplication plus the numbers are next to each other?
That's exactly correct. Smart. So when somebody says 5x, they literally mean 5 times x.
Okay.
All right? Thomas, are you with me? Now remember, Thomas, listen, this is about your ERBs. Did you hear my speech about how important this is for me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I want you to try your very best. All right? So here we go. Let's take a look at question number 2 now. I really feel like everybody should have gotten this correct. Everybody. All right, so what I want to do is, Leighton, did you get an answer on number 2?
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got 1/3.
So far, I've got a 1/3. Anybody? 1/3.
I got 1/3, Mr. Shaw. 1/3. 1/3.
Okay, so let's look at it. He can do the job in what?
6 hours.
6 hours. Right, so now, Thomas, do you remember when we talked about fractions? The total is normally at the bottom, and the part is at the top. You agree with me on that now? And if not now, come on, Thomas, I want you to sit up. All right, I want you to get your pencil in your hand. I want you to write part over total. Or instead of saying total, we could say part to what?
Whole.
Part to whole is another way of looking at the fraction. All right, so what part did he do? What part did he do? 2. What's total? There you go. Exactly. 1/3. Does that help you now, Thomas? Leighton, you're good? Anybody have any questions on that? I don't think that was that bad. All right, let's look at number 3 now. What does ratio mean?
Like the distance between, or like how.
So if I said ratio, tell me
Part to whole.
part to whole, which is a
Fraction.
fraction.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, right off the bat, if you weren't sure, I need you to make yourself a note, fraction, because writing, putting in your memory is helpful. All right? So now, tell me how to do that.
So, since it's 24, you do 8 times 6, which is 24. So now you have to do 3 times 6. Wait, no, 8 times 3. I don't know why.
No, that's okay, but listen, I want you to write it as a fraction first.
Oh.
Even though I believe you, I think you're right, but I'm trying to show the math all behind it.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be
3
what?
over 8.
Would it be 3 over 8 or 8 over 3?
8 over 3.
You with me? Because it says 8 is to 3. So
Equals,
8 over 3 is equal to,
24 over.
that's exactly right, because the 24 is first. that make sense now?
Yeah.
Everybody should have that. And I feel like we've done that a lot. And there's a lot of ratios on the test and fractions. All right, is everybody comfortable with that? Thomas? All right. And so now the obvious answer is 9. All right. And the reason why we know it's 9 is because we did what? 8 times 3 and 3 times 3.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
listening.
that's
Yes. Because if we cross multiply and divide, the numbers get big. It's kind of annoying. All right. So girls up front, how did you do? Everything's good?
I got him.
Boys in the back, everybody's happy?
I'm good.
All right. I'm going to pause it and give you 5 more minutes. Get to work.
Oh, it's 'cause we're-
On number 4, please. Very, very important. We just worked on area, so this should have been everybody's. This should have been an easy one. Right? The answer is, Thomas, did you get an answer for number 4? No? Come
I
on.
did.
What did you get? Oh, come on, girls. Do you know?
Mr. Stroud.
What?
Mr. Stroud. Oh, come on. Be first.
What?
9. No, me, Mr. Stroud. 14. How?
Okay.
You just add them all together.
Here we go. Look,
It's
sit
area.
down. Sit down, sit down, sit down.
So you add
You
them.
would be correct if it was perimeter.
But you gotta multiply.
So why do you say that now? What's the matter with you? Why didn't you want to tell me it was 12? I don't care if it's right or it's wrong. You hear me? Listen, you're going to be sitting doing this in a couple weeks. That's brilliant. How is it 12? Tell me why it's 12. Shh. Okay, so listen, Bradley. Listen, because I'm happy with you. All right, listen. So please watch. Come on now, everybody should know. What's that distance from there to there?
4.
Right? Is everybody agreeing with me? That distance from there to there is what? 4. Everybody's putting that down. Now, if you don't know it's 4, you raise your hand and let me show you why it's 4. You don't know it's 4? Because we started at 0, 0, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I walked over 4 units. That's why it's 4, 0. Girls up front, do you understand that now?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, come on, stop talking. And now you're learning. What is it from there? How much from there to there? Carly, how much? From here to here, Carly, one more time. How much did I walk from there to there? So, yes. So even if you're not 100% sure, you can say, well, I must have just walked up 3 because this point down here, remember, is 0, 0. That's what it means to be the origin. Bradley? Thomas? Come on now, Thomas. Now, you got to talk to me. I'm not going to let you wimp out now. We got 2 weeks. No wimps, remember? So do you agree that's 4 and 3? Do you understand that, Thomas? Be honest now. Okay. Leighton, what was the formula for area of a rectangle?
The area of a rectangle was it? You would do 4 times 3.
Exactly. Length times width or base times height. You see why you made your mistake, right?
Oh, I get it now.
Good. That's what I want to hear. So my answer is what? 12. My answer was 12. Now, do you? So again, listen. You guys, some of you misunderstand me. I don't care if you get them all wrong. You hear me? I need to know why you're getting them wrong, though. That's the whole point. Does everybody agree with me now? That wasn't that hard.
No.
That wasn't that hard. Do you agree? Right? You're not going to know how to do something. So I know area, length times width. Well, what's the length and what's the width? We're going to measure it out. All right? Here we go. Let's take a look at number 5. This is a brilliant question. Brilliant. So, Diesel, what did you get?
I think I got 4.
I'm asking you, there's no 4. So you're saying B? It's either A, B, C, D, or E.
I got B.
B. What did you get?
I got E.
I got a B. I got an E. What did you get?
I got A.
A. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
What did you get?
Yeah, I got A.
Wow, you're not going to be high-five when I tell you the answer. E. Somebody else. Carly, you guys, any clue up here? A and A. I'm totally happy.
I got A. I got B.
A B. All right, now let's talk.
I got A.
Let's talk. Good. Thank you. Thank you. No, sit down. I need to teach you this. All right. Here's A. Right? So I'm going to put a dot at A. And B, right here, From A to B is how many miles?
5.
5 miles. Right? Now, please watch because it's an excellent visual. Excellent visual. From A to B is how many miles? 5. Does everybody agree with that? So now please watch. From B to C is how many miles? 4. Now watch what I'm going to do. And I need your attention. Please put your eyes up here. So from B to C is how many units?
4.
4. So I'm going to put a 4 right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to try to please look. From here to here is still 4, right? But I'm going to move it down here. Does everybody agree? I could also put 4 this direction. 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 This direction. What shape am I eventually going to make? Star is not a shape.
A circle.
A circle. Brilliant. Very good. Very good. So you're actually creating a circle. Now, listen carefully. So when you create that circle, those are called what?
A pyramid.
Diameters.
No,
Radius.
the radius. That is called the radius. So I can put, now watch me, please. Look up. Remember now, I'm concentrating on my tablet so I can, show you something. Please pay attention. If I grab that circle right there, that dot, and move it around, it is always how far away from B?
4 miles.
It's 4 miles from B. You with me? So if I land over right there, how far is it from A to B?
1.
1. So 1 is out.
No. I got it right.
Shh.
No.
Listen,
it's
listen,
not.
listen. I'm not playing around. I'm trying to help. Right? So I'm not kidding. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I want you paying attention so I can teach you how to think better. I don't care if you're right or you're wrong. I care if you're watching my explanation. All right? So does everybody agree 1 is out? Now, here's the next thing I want to show you. All right? I'm going to pick it up again. And I'm going to start moving it. And I move it around. Right now, is it getting further from A?
Yes.
Is it still getting further?
Yes.
Is it still getting further?
Yes.
Still getting further?
Yes.
Is it getting closer?
Yes.
Does everybody see that, right? So the furthest away it's going to be where?
9.
Yeah, about 90.
Right here. If it's right here. If I put town C right there, that'll be the furthest away. Does everybody get that?
Just kidding.
All right. So that distance from A to C could be how many units? 9. Does everybody agree with that? Is it possible to be anything greater than 9?
No.
So the answer is
10.
it is 10. All right. Very, very tough problem. Very tough. Now listen, the visual problems are always very difficult for kids. That's why I'm saying I had to draw this out now. Look how much time I spent on that. You have the ability to do that. When it comes to a question on the test, you have the ability to reason like that. All right? Now, one last thing I want to show you is this. Is it getting less than 9?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to draw that because I'm not sure some of you see that really well. So from here to here, we said is what? 9. So from here to here, that's definitely what? Less. Does everybody agree? And as you move along the circle, it's getting closer to A. And then this distance from here to here is 1, which is the closest it can ever get.
Oh,
Good, good. That's what I'm saying. Think it through, please.
oh.
Give yourself a chance. All right? And think about when I'm talking to you. That's the most important thing right now, is listening. Thomas, you good? See, honestly, you'll be a lot better this year. All right, a lot better.
I thought it would be
All right.
4 because it's already B to C is already 4.
But it says from A to C. That's your mistake.
Yeah, but like B to C is already 4, so how could it be 4?
Because look right here, buddy. That's a very good question. So watch. I'm going to try to show you, okay? I'm going to erase this. And you tell me, see if you agree, because it's a very important problem. So from here to B is 5, correct? Now, let's say this, buddy. Let's say from B to C is 4. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming this way, but I could move it up here and say that's 4.
Oh, now I get it.
You see that, right?
Mhm.
So see the problem, most people think it had to be on the line.
Mhm.
It doesn't. Do you agree with that?
Mhm.
All right, very good. All right, so let's go. Everybody try 6 and 7, please. Just give you a couple minutes. Tell me. No? Ava, do you want to try to help me? Does anybody want to give it a shot for number 6? Gavin, you want to explain things? Good. Let me hear you, Gavin. Go.
So for number 6, it's saying exactly 1/2. That means like they only need 1/2 order, but they're saying that how much, like what number can you use with having the littlest amount left over.
Right, so what I want to do now is, here's what I want, all right? I want to draw, hold on, all right? This is a 1/2 yard. What one can I cross out automatically? What 2 can I cross out automatically?
You can 3/4. And 3/5.
No. Stop. All right. Which number? It takes a 1/2 yard to make the bow.
C. 1/3.
Why can I cross out 1/3?
Because 1/2 is 50% and 1/3 is 30.
Was 1/3 more than 1/2 or less than 1/2?
More. Less.
You guys are not thinking right. 1/3.
Oh,
Is 1/3 more or less than 1/2?
less.
Less. No, it doesn't matter. I'm fussing, but you can live when someone's yelling at you. Think it through. I asked you about a 1/2 and a 1/3. If something takes a 1/2 yard, can you go to the cabinet and get a 1/3 of a yard and expect to make your bow? No. So it can't be D right off the bat. Now, find the other fraction that's less than 1/2. Everybody should be able to tell me what fraction 2/5 is less than 1/2. So I don't even know what the problem is, except that I know that 1/3 and 2/5 is not enough material. Is everybody good with that? Thomas, are you understanding me?
Oh,
All right.
Oh, I did.
Now the question is,
Oh,
I want to make one, it's longer, but I want to use the least amount. So would I use 3/5, 3/4, or 2/3?
I got
2/3 is what decimal?
I'm 3/4.
No, that's 1/3.
1/3 is it's 66.
Yes. So let's look at this. That's 0.6 repeated. What's 3/4?
I'm 3/5.
75.
0.75. Yeah, Bradley, I want you answering my question. What is 3/5, Bradley? There you go, buddy. You understand why I'm fussing at you, right? Because, again, part of it's impulse, too. You think you know what the right answer is, so you just, all right? That's part of the problem, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. You got to stop just reaching for the first answer and circle it. Now, who can tell me what the obvious answer is now? What is the obvious answer?
Is it C?
Of course. No. No. It's not C. I'm not you're confusing yourself. What is it?
B.
Why is it B?
It's closest to 50.
Yeah. See what we're doing? Right. So this means like this. 0.75 would be a little bit longer, and 0.6 repeated would be a little bit longer than 0.6. Do you see what I'm saying now? And I want you to say no if you're not sure, because this is how I can help you if you tell me when you don't know something.
Okay.
Do you understand why it's B?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because 0.5 is really closest to what? 0.6. Do you agree with that? Carly, does that help now? I mean it now. Do not be afraid to ask me a question now. All right, you happy with that explanation? Now, again, that's why it's important for you to know the fractions converted to decimals, because I don't really like to compare fractions. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. So what's the matter, Leighton?
I'm still a little confused about it.
So
it had to be like the closest to half the
that's
yard.
exactly right.
Oh,
That's right. Do you see
okay.
what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Do you see on a number line, if I were to put a number line out, 0.5 would be here, 0.6 would be here, 0.6 repeating would be over here, and 0.75 would be over here.
Yeah.
All right.
I get it.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, the one thing that's confusing about this is the question.
No, I know. That's why we're reading.
Yeah, the question is confusing.
It
but
doesn't
the
say
question-
anything about it being bigger, so I thought
I know. So it says
That's what I was
with the
thinking.
least amount remaining.
Really?
So if I need a half a yard, do I want to pick the bow that it has 3/5, 3/4, or 2/3? You see what I'm saying, right? All right. So I want to help you if you have a question. All right. I thought that was a really good fraction problem.
I got it. Say two fractions.
Exactly. All right. All right. Here we go. Now number 7. This one was kind of tricky, but Ava, you said you can. I'm not saying you're wrong. The two quantities are equal. That's not bad thought. So, what did you think?
I think it's A.
Yeah, I got it. I'm with Mr. D side.
The quantity in greater A. Wait a minute.
I'm confused.
All right. So let me show you. Let me show you. So again, Thomas, come on now. I'm explaining and you're drawing. So right here, this represents 85%. Does everybody agree with that? So if you have an 85% reduction and you're comparing it to this percent, so if you went from 100 to 85, it would be 15%. All right, that is a what? That is a 15% reduction. So put that down underneath. Now, if you go from 100 to 85, you should be able to tell me that's a 15% reduce. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you understand that now? Boys, I really don't want to separate y'all because I think you're big enough to sit next to each other while I'm going over something extremely important. You agree?
Yeah.
All right, come on, man. I'm not going to fuss. I'm just going to move you. All right? Now, do you understand where the 15% reduction came in or not?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's all. If you don't know something, you're brave enough to ask. Everybody understands that. So if I'm comparing a 15% reduction and an 85% reduction, which one would be more?
It'll be 85.
The 85, right? Because 85 is bigger than what?
15.
85 is bigger than 15. So the correct answer had to be what here? All right. Now, Diesel, did I explain it good enough?
Yeah, but I thought it said, it wanted to place something at 85, so.
But do you, so again, if my explanation is satisfactory, we can go on. If you're saying I'm still confused, can you say it one more time? I will do that.
Yeah, I'm still confused.
All right, I'm gonna help you. Are you listening now?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So let's try one more time. Leighton,
Okay.
I went from $100 to $85. What percent reduction is that?
15%.
So that's correct. Diesel, are you okay with that being a 15%
Yeah.
reduction?
Yes, no, that makes sense.
This over here is a what?
85% reduction.
So I'm comparing.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, I see.
85% is bigger than what?
15%.
Therefore, quantity B is bigger than A.
I get it.
Everybody good with that now? All right. All right, here we go. How much time do we have?
We have like 4
We have
minutes.
Yeah, we got time. I want everybody to look at 8 and 9 real quick. 8 and 9, I'm giving you 2 minutes. All right, try it. And if you don't know 8 and 9, then try 10, which I didn't even mark. Do you guys have a 10 on yours?
Yeah.
I'm
But-
very.
All right, yeah. Okay. So we got 3 more to go. I want everybody to try 8. 8 is a really good problem. If you're a good thinker, 8's easy. Hold on a second. So what's the answer? Okay, good. That's what you're supposed to do. All right, so number 8. I just want to talk about 8 real quick. What do you think?
I think it's
Shh, hold on a minute.
because I did because it said when she was 10 years old, it was 100, and then when she was 12, you just add 100.
Because it automatically what? It automatically does what? Does it automatically go up in price? So when you buy a car and you drive it off the lot, is it more valuable or less valuable? You see what I'm saying, right? So you made a really a good thing to think about is most of the time we say things go up and sometimes things go what? Down. Do you understand? So listen to me. I know your dad works a lot with the stock market. So I want you to listen to what I'm saying. So does the price of stocks always have to go up? Does your bank account always have to go up? Your bank account can go up or it can go what? Do you understand what I'm saying? So is there any proof in here that what she bought is going to increase in value? It could be over 2 years worth what? It could be worth 100. Could be worth 500. It could be worth $5. You hear what I'm saying? Does everybody understand that? That is a very...
I think I know what it is.
So what do you think the answer is, Lane?
D?
It is D.
That's what I thought.
D.
That's
So
what I-
if you knew it was D, pat yourself on the back. That's
That's what I said.
no. Listen, I don't want to celebrate because you should know that. All right? But do you understand what I was saying now, right? You're right. That's why you were confused because you can't tell. That's why the answer is D.
All of these.
So if she was,
So we don't. You see what I'm saying? We,
I thought it said 10 years.
and the next thing I want to say, because he keeps saying this, half of the battle is reading it properly. Does everybody understand me? Half the problem is reading carefully. All right, if you learn to read carefully and you learn to do the math carefully, your ERB scores will improve a lot. All right, so think carefully, please. All right, now we're going to do number 9 real quick because the bell's about to ring. What do you think it is? Shh.
I think it's 10.
So I've got 1 for A. What did you think?
B.
Good for you, buddy. I'm
I
glad
think
you
I think it's B.
B.
No,
I think
wrong.
A.
I got a good
B. I mean it. Thomas, what are you thinking, girls? D is good. I'm proud of you. I don't want you to be like everybody else.
I'm saying B.
What do you think, girls up front? Do you know? Not sure?
I put B.
I think it's D.
D. Okay, let's look. Thank you, Thomas.
I put B.
All right, so here we go. It says X is a positive number. So give me a positive number, somebody.
7.
7. Y is a negative number. Somebody give me a negative.
Minus 2.
Negative 2.
Minus 2.
Stop. I'm not doing this for 2 weeks telling you to stop and settle and listen. I mean it. All right? So here we go. The question over here is, what is X minus Y? Well, what's X? 7 minus negative 2.
So they two
Double
cancel
negatives
each other out.
make a
Positive.
make a
So
positive.
then it's going to be B. Or I mean A. This one I meant A.
Yep. Correct answer is A. Now again, Carly, I want to make sure I'm clear. Right, girl? You have to ask me if you don't know. Do you understand me? Avery, do you understand that? Right
Oh,
here?
I get
How'd
it
you do?
now.
You understand me?
Yeah.
All right, did you understand it?
Because if you do a positive and a negative, they cancel out.
That's exactly right. Okay,
Oh.
so now what I want to do, number 10, how much time do we
We
have?
have 1 minute. Actually,
All right, so what your job is to do is tonight, you may not know what a central angle is, so look it up. Does everybody hear me? I don't care. I'm saying if you don't know how to do number 10, you might have to look it up.
Is the central
Does everybody hear me or not?
That's all
All right, then you have to try set number 2. And set number 2 has how many questions? 10 questions. So you have 11 questions for homework. And I mean it what I'm saying. I know you have brothers and sisters. I want you to use them. All right, ask them for help. All right. Good job today.